The actor fallback feature in zactrack ensures your show runs seamlessly by allowing you to configure fallback sources that can be triggered automatically or manually, keeping the performance on track without missing a beat. And this tutorial will show you how to configure these fallback options, giving you what you need in any situation. Fallback is a setting found on the actor. Therefore, to access these settings, we need to go to the Show Editor, then the Actors tab. Each actor will need fallback enabled individually. Click on the actor, and at the bottom, check the Enabled checkbox for fallback. You can read more info about fallback here when clicking on the question mark icon. Once fallback is enabled, it will need to know what source it is falling back to in the event that the original source is lost. We set this by pressing the green plus button in the top right corner of this section. From here, we can choose the fallback source: tracker proxy, fixed position, last position, or calibration point. When choosing tracker/proxy, the fallback will use the merged position data from one or more trackers or proxies. This is useful when you want to maintain the movement of the actor based on tracking data, even if the original position source is lost. It's ideal for environments where precise movement tracking is required. When selected, you will choose a tracker or proxy for it to fall back to by pressing the green plus button in the tracker section of this menu. This menu will feel very similar to when you are assigning a tracker to an actor. The source is then given a DMX ID. This is for when the fallback source is triggered manually from the console. The fixed position fallback option allows you to set a specific predefined XYZ position for the actor. This is perfect for scenarios when you want the actor to remain stationary or return to a known position if the primary position source goes offline. It provides a reliable, predictable fallback that doesn't require tracking data. When this source is selected, the XYZ position can be entered manually or pulled from a disto or tracker, just like how you would when creating a calibration point. The last position fallback keeps the actor in its last known position when the primary source fails. The actor's fixtures will remain stationary at the exact location they were at when the fallback was triggered. This option ensures that the actor doesn't abruptly move or lose position if the primary source is lost, maintaining a more consistent experience for your audience. This option doesn't provide any further settings because the last position is constantly determined by the tracker. Calibration point uses the predefined calibration point as a fallback source. This option is useful when you need a known reference point, which can be helpful in static setups where you want to return to a specific calibration position during any failure of the primary tracking system. Simply select the calibration point in the drop-down menu. Calibration points will need to be created in the points menu before using this setting. Once the fallback source has been selected, the next step is to decide whether automatic fallback will be used or if fallback should be only triggered manually via DMX or OSC from the console. To enable automatic fallback, simply check the corresponding box. With automatic fallback activated, the system will automatically switch to the first available fallback source based on its ID when the primary source goes offline. If you prefer manual control, uncheck this option and the fallback will only be triggered when the console asks for it. Additionally, you can customize settings like the delay, which specifies the time to wait before activating the fallback, and duration, which determines how long the fallback sources remain. If fallback is active, it is indicated by an F in the live view. This lets you know the system has switched to a backup source. Additionally, if trackers are used as fallback sources and the actor is active, these fallback trackers will also be activated in the tracking system. This means they will use update rates and time slots, even if the primary source is still functioning. Be mindful of this when using fallback trackers during an active show. The actor fallback feature ensures your show runs smoothly, even if the primary position source is lost.